Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to share with you guys kind of why I am against artists selling on Etsy, especially now in 2022. And I kind of wanted to share with you guys what I think would be a better route as an artist trying to get their art on there and get in front of your audience that is going to buy your paintings. So you might be wondering who I am and how do I know that Etsy isn't the best path for artists. Well, my husband is ColorByFeliks. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he is an artist online, and we actually have had experience with selling our paintings and original work on Etsy. And now as time goes on, I just see that a lot of artists, they start on Etsy and then it is very hard to get in front of the right people that are going to buy their art, or they're competing with a lot of other artists to get that sale. And in order to get the sale, they might have to lower their prices, which is one of the reasons why I don't suggest Etsy for artists looking to sell their art online. Sure, if you are already established on there, you're getting a great amount of sales, then that is fine for you, but I still would even recommend getting your own website at that point too. All of the advice that I'm giving is just because when you think about Etsy, Etsy is a business and they are making revenue based on artists relying on them and their audience. It's basically the same kind of arrangement that it would be as a gallery representing an artist. So there's nothing against that. If you are in a gallery or if you're on Etsy and it's working for you, then that's great. But I think that as time goes on, it is now more possible than ever for artists to work directly with their clients. And you no longer need middlemen like Etsy or galleries. If you want to work with them, that is an option, but it's not the only route now. And that is why I don't suggest artists sell on Etsy. As you can see, I am not an artist myself, but working with my husband, who is an artist, for the last 5 years to grow our art business online, we have learned just how possible it is for artists to now work directly with their clients. And I just noticed that artists are always so quick to give up that part of their business to someone else who is going to take a huge percentage and just for a little bit more time and effort invested into learning these things like the business side, online marketing, and how to get in front of your audience is going to make such a big difference in your business. And it's also going to help you keep more of the profit that comes from your hard work. I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I do suggest instead of Etsy. And that begins with starting to grow your own social media presence and your own audience. That's the first step, because really, what is it that Etsy has that you don't have? And that is the visibility. So what Etsy has to offer artists is visibility in front of people that are going to buy their art. But what artists are doing now is that they are able to remain independent, price their own work, and basically call the shots in their business because they are bringing their customers and their eyeballs to their social media platforms. If you are an artist who has your own platform and calls their own shots in your business, that is already such a step in the right direction. And if you're already starting to focus on learning about online marketing and social media, that's going to really help your business in the future, because when people come along and try to take advantage of you or your art, you're going to know how to protect yourself and your art. And you're also going to be able to say no to these people that are only trying to take advantage of you and take the majority of the money that you are making. Since we have had experience in both selling on Etsy and our own website and growing our social media platforms to millions of people around the world, my husband and I created a free ebook for artists who need help or a mentor, some advice maybe. We've created a free ebook that I will link down below, and that just gives advice that that we have learned over the last 5 years from growing our social media, working with brands, deals, selling paintings, all of these things. And we give a lot of helpful advice. If you haven't checked it out, be sure to download it below. These are all pieces of advice that we were really looking for 5 years ago when we were getting started. And so I really think that it will help you as an artist to take a look at it and be able to see the path that we took so that it can be much easier for you. As I said in the beginning of our art business journey, we did have an Etsy account. Now that we've realized that Etsy is working effectively as a middleman and taking a percentage, when we can have our own website and direct our own traffic that knows our name to our website. And people are gonna be a lot more likely to purchase from you if they already know you. And so that's the benefit of getting started on social media and pointing your customers and your followers who already know you and are excited about your art to your website. So that's how you're gonna get traffic to your website, because I know a lot of people always wonder, well, how do I get traffic to my website? It starts with growing your social media. There's so many different options for social media platforms to get started on, and you can start on different ones. So there's obviously going to be platforms that are more saturated, but I have a lot of free tutorials and lessons on my channel teaching you exactly how to grow on the different platforms. So be sure to check those out. As I said, there's nothing wrong with getting started on Etsy. I just wouldn't stay there. I think it's really important to migrate to your own website. And a couple of the main reasons why I don't recommend Etsy for artists is just because, number one, they're taking a percentage of your sales and you have to pay to list your items. Number two, which I think is one of the most important reasons why you shouldn't be selling on Etsy, is that they don't have a focus on you being able to contact your customers other than through their own platforms. You need to be able to collect your customers' information. And since they recommend staying on their platform with the customer communication, that just kind of shows you that they don't want you to be able to go off of the platform and communicate with your customers directly, because they want you to stay on their platform and help them grow their platform. Reason number three why I don't recommend Etsy is just because I've heard that as time goes on, and I've experienced with Felix that as time goes on, they're getting more and more artists on their platform, and it is becoming a lot more difficult to stand out on Etsy, especially if you don't already have an audience. But if you do have an audience, why would you be directing your audience to Etsy's platform and giving them more customers when you could be directing your audience that you've worked hard to build to your own platform and keep that in your own business network? So that's my reason number three, is that it's getting more competitive on Etsy. It's harder to stand out, and because of that, you're gonna have to be, basically your competition is other artists that are painting in a similar way. So how do you compete with other artists? I guess the only way is by price, and I don't really think that that's fair. As an artist, I think that you shouldn't have to compromise on your price. Someone should be buying your pieces because it's something that they really love, and it never really feels good to have to just like lower and lower the price of your art just to make a sale. Reason number four for why I don't think that you should be selling on Etsy is because now that platform is becoming a lot more competitive with other artists, it causes you to have to spend money on ads on their platform, and they definitely push their creators to run ads to their stores, which would make sense, right? If you aren't showing up in the search results or you're having to compete, probably the next thought that would come to your head is, okay, well, they're recommending me to run ads to my shop. But when you think about it, you are spending your money on the Etsy platform and you don't even get to keep your customers' information. So that's why I recommend actually a platform like Facebook, where you can run ads straight to your website and get traffic to your own platform that you control and collect your customers' information. That's so important, and that's another reason why I don't recommend Etsy for artists. Etsy may be working great for you, and if so, then that is awesome. We are here to share information that has worked for us and what we suggest for creators that are just getting started. And Etsy may work really well for you if you have started early on the platform, or maybe it's your main focus and your store is doing really well. Still, in the end, I would recommend having your own website, even if you just start on Etsy and eventually move over. But I feel like as time goes on, the Etsy platform is gonna get more and more saturated with art, and it's gonna be harder to stand out, which will lead to having to compromise on pricing or having to run ads. And I don't feel like that's how it should be with your art. With art, it should be something that is unique, something that stands alone, that a collector is excited to pay top dollar for. You shouldn't have to compromise on prices or feel bad about trying to undercut other artists. So that's just my opinion on this issue. And I want artists to get paid what they're worth. I don't want it to be just about paying middlemen who didn't actually create the art. I want the artists to be able to be independent, to be able to make 100% of the profit off of their paintings. And so that's why I recommend growing your own audience and your own social media platforms, and then directing those people to your painting website or your print shop, whatever it is, but that it's your own website, not someone else's. Once you've been able to focus on getting your art out there and growing your own audience, the people that already know you and love your work are more likely to support you by buying your prints or buying your originals, because they already love you and they love your work. It's not just a stranger online that is just looking for the best price or the cheapest option of art. Again, if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button to be notified when I put out another video. What do you think on this topic? Do you agree that artists should be able to get 100% of the profit? Or do you think that Etsy is a great place to sell your art? I would love to hear your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing what you guys thought about this video. And also, if you have an Etsy store, comment it down below so that people can support you, or your art website. If you have your own website, that's awesome. Comment that in the comments below, and let's support some artists from this video as well. My husband and I are all about supporting other artists. We know that it can be a tough journey in the art and online business space, and we want to help you guys as much as possible, support you in any way we can. And that's why we created our art business ebook. Again, if you're interested in that, be sure to download it for free down below. I'm gonna put a link in the comments. Okay guys, I will see you next week. Bye.